The top 6 guitar greats on Stevie Ray Vaughan is hailed as one of the most influential blues musicians. Musicians throughout history when blues was mostly marginalized in mainstream culture in the 1980s, Vaughan was essential in bringing the genre back to life for a fresh generation of listeners. Despite having a tragically short career, Vaughan put out 6 captivating recordings that demonstrated his amazing musicianship and deep affinity to the blues. He gained recognition as the frontman of the Texas-based band Double Trouble, which resulted in partnerships with legendary musicians like David Bowie and Jackson Browne. Soul Soul and his breakout albums were unable to withstand the weather. He became a modern blues legend in Step 1989. Vaughan revitalized the music landscape with his passionate and emotional rendition of the blues, a genre many thought was dying out, as pop synth-driven music and MTV dominated the charts. Even while his sound was based in tradition, it felt novel, guaranteeing that the blues will always be important. Vaughan and Double Trouble received recognition in 2015 when they were admitted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Vaughan was impacted by many blues greats, including Albert King. My friend Otis Rush Clapton, Eric Hendricks Jimmy and Mac Lonnie. But even though Vaughan's career lasted only 7 years, his legacy lives on because Stevie Ray Vaughan not only preserved but also revived the blues, influencing many guitarists around the world with his unique tone and emotional expression. The top 6 renowned guitarists who drew inspiration from Stevie Ray Vaughan are listed below. Mayer, John Mayer, who affectionately calls himself a Stevie Ray Vaughan wannabe, has long admired Stevie Ray Vaughan. Having played many Vaughan songs, his deep regard for Vaughan is clear in both his words and his performance. Inducting Vaughan and Double Trouble into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame was one of Mia's greatest accomplishments. Mia talked on how he first heard the phrase, Texas Flood, and realized it would have a big impact for him during that event. No one else has yet to equal Stevie's playing in terms of intensity. People assume it was all about overdrive, but Stevie's sound was simply loud, not overly distorted, Mayer explains, highlighting that SRV's tone valued volume above distortion. Distortion striking an amplifier differs greatly from volume hitting a microphone. What sets Mia Vaughan apart and continues to impact Mia's own playing is his unadulterated intensity and emotional depth. Jeff Beck, in a 2021 interview with Classic Rock magazine, renowned guitarist Jeff Beck talked about how much he admires Stevie Ray Vaughan and made a compelling analogy to another guitar icon. Beck praised Vaughan, saying that he was one of the few guitarists who, in the context of blues, really captured the essence and fervor of Jimi Hendrix. In my opinion, Stevie Ray Vaughan was the closest person to Hendrix when it came to performing the blues. Beck emphasized Vaughan's extraordinary talent and influence. Regarding Beck, Vaughan was more than simply another outstanding guitarist, he was a powerful force whose music matched the audacious vigor that typified Hendrix. Gary Clark, Jr. Renowned for his unique blend of rock, blues, and funk, Gary Clark Jr. caused a stir in the music business, particularly in 2012 when he played at more festivals than any other performer globally. His explosive flair and unadulterated honesty led to comparisons to legendary performers like Vaughan. Gary highlighted Vaughan's unique qualities in his reflection, pointing out that he had a strong emotional bond with music in addition to technical skill. He had the feel in his hands. Gary said that Vaughan's natural guitar playing made it seem like an extension of himself. According to Clark, playing the guitar is like speaking in a conversation using musical notes as syllables. He appreciated Vaughan's expressive style and his ability to use his guitar to generate a variety of moods. When B.B. King reflected on his initial meeting with Stevie Ray Vaughan, he explained how their relationship developed into a deep tie akin to a father and son. Stevie had many ways to display his talent and a sincere knack for the blues, with his hands flowing effortlessly. According to King, he played with effortless ease. He could start a groove and it would just keep going with endless ideas. Something I don't have. Stevie had the capacity, but very few people do. Buddy Guy. Throughout the 1980s, Vaughn frequently performed with Buddy Guy, a legendary figure in American blues and one of his personal favorites. One particularly memorable performance was at Buddy Guy's Legends in 1989. Buddy praised Vaughn in his autobiography "When I Left Home" for both his musical ability and for rekindling interest in blues music at a time when it was losing ground. He gave Stevie credit for giving the genre fresh life, while Buddy added a moving detail. Vaughn had stated his desire to work with him on an album just hours before his tragic death. This unfulfilled desire demonstrated how much they both loved and were passionate about the blues. Stevie Ray Vaughan was greatly respected by Albert King, a pioneer of electric blues who popularized the Gibson Flying V guitar and had a gritty sound. Even though he was known for being difficult to impress, Vaughan was one of the few guitarists he publicly liked. The renowned In-Session recording, in which King took the lead but let Vaughan's guitar work shine, demonstrated their musical chemistry. Vaughan's Pride and Delight are featured on the audio CD, and his famous Texas Flood is featured on the DVD. As some of their acquaintances pointed out, Albert liked Stevie but didn't care about many people. They were known as Big Albert and Little Stevie because of their close relationship, which was demonstrated both on and off stage when Albert once embraced Vaughan.